Hi, I'm Mariam Dagire. You are watching Goldies on WBS TV.
Wanna be your lover, lover. Wanna be your lover.
You are watching Goldies right here on WBS TV. Don't forget, for more information about the program, visit our Facebook page, and that's Goldies on WBS TV. Today we are sitting down with the managing director of Great Lakes Safaris, a tourism company right here in Uganda. Today we're entirely going to talk about tourism so we can try and promote the industry as we go along. And we'll keep asking some of the most frequent questions that people out there are always posting and asking about tourism. A question like, when is the right time to go, touring here in Uganda?
Well, we are so fortunate to be Ugandans and to be in Uganda. Of course, Uganda has the best weather in the world. We have an average of 28 degrees centigrade annually. The only country that can come close to us is Ecuador, because the lowest point in Uganda is 622 meters. Even when we're crossed by the equator, instead of being humid, we have a nice country.
Wow.
And with that, it gives us an opportunity to tour this country throughout the year, every month, every day. So if you have an opportunity, of course, our main seasons in tourism are the summertime of Europe, of course, June to about September, and then we have the winter times, mainly from 15th December to about end of February. Those are when we have peak businesses within the accommodations, and it's much harder for anyone to reduce the cost of accommodation within the national park at that time. But the remaining months are really good, and the Ugandans can now go and enjoy themselves at the time. And we need Ugandans to go into their own.
I was about to ask that. Of course, Ugandans are not so into this tourism thing.
Yes.
Why do you think that's the case? With all that we're gifted with, why aren't Ugandans waking up and going to, Maction Falls to tour?
I think our biggest problem is our educational system. Our education system teaches us about the prairies, the rainlands, Bismarck, Hitler, everything in the world other than Uganda. So, and because of that, Ugandans are not brought up to appreciate the environment in which they are in. We don't appreciate these rivers. We have more rivers as compared to any country in African continent, rivers and lakes. We have over 11% of the world's species of birds. We have 53.9% of the mountain gorillas in the world. We have the longest river in the world. We have one of the best mountains on earth. These are facts that we don't study, and because we don't study this, we think everything foreign is better than what we have. That's why you see when a Ugandan meets a Mzungu, and a Ugandan, he first goes to a Mzungu thinking that that's where life is, not just because they've marketed themselves very well.
Right.
It's important that our education system changes, and it must help us appreciate the country in which we are born. Otherwise, right now we're the leading source market for Kenya's tourism. 33,000 Ugandans go to Kenya national parks and Mombasa every year, followed by South Africa, which has 31,000 South Africans that go to Kenya. In fact, we're a very important market for Kenya.
And these are facts.
Yes.
This is not something that you get.
You can research. If you find me wrong, please let me know.
We are sitting down with a tourism investor. He's doing the charting while we get to know him better. Let's move into our next song coming in from Toto, and the song is Africa. And when we come back, we'll discuss about all the lodges that he does on here in Uganda. Stay tuned. This is Goldies. Welcome back. You are in tune with the musical show Goldies, coming to you from Mbuya, where we are sitting down with a tourism investor and the managing director of Great Lakes Safaris. We are getting to know him much better. First of all, talk to us about this location where we're coming to shooting from. It's an amazing place. How long have you been?
This is a transitional place for us in a way. We're dreaming bigger, but I bought this place about 3 years ago. Built this. We finished building in I think March last year. We've been here now a year, and specifically Great Lakes office, and we also have a garage in the back, and we're very grateful here because we're happy to be here because we have the views of the lake, we have a good environment to work in, and all of us are happy that work in Great Lakes.
You're quite a man of taste, and the reason I say that, all the places that you own are so out of this world. The scenery, and I'm speaking of the lodges that you do have.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the lodges that you have in different national parks, and wow.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
Right now we have 3. We hope in the next 1 or 2 years we'll have more too. We already have land all over the country. With the lodges, we went in an area where many Ugandans didn't want to venture in, especially in 2006, 2005 and below. A lot of Ugandans wanted to invest in an area of where they can see their property. Everyone wants to be in Kampala, they didn't understand, and therefore the accommodations within national parks were predominantly foreign. But that said, a lot of Ugandans are now going in the national parks, which is a very good thing, because Ugandans must own part of this country for this country to succeed. If you look at all the accommodation in national parks, we're 99% owned by either Indian guys or guys coming in from the UK, or the US. Ugandans must realize if someone can come all the way from the US and invest in a national park in Uganda here, that means they've come to make money. They're not here because they love us so much. No, it's because they're also making money, and so Ugandans must also venture out and be able to make this money. So I thought, okay, let me try, and I went there. 96, I started building. 2007, I had Primate Lodge finished, and yeah, it's working. Then now our second was Simba Safari Camp in Queen Elizabeth, and then our third is Budongo Eco Lodge in Mason Falls National Park.
Let's talk about something that I read about you that you did post not so long ago. One of the greatest motor automotive shows, Top Gear, they were here in Uganda, and you were so excited about them coming to film here in Uganda. What does that mean for Uganda and the tourism sector?
One thing is that Top Gear is the world's most watched program, and just people realizing or understanding or getting to
World
know,
most watched program.
380 million people watch it throughout the world, and the whole of this year to be showcased everywhere. So when they know a person like Jeremy Clark is here, with his stereotype kind of thinking sometimes, it gives us an honor as a country. One is that they're here. It means Uganda is safe, which we are grateful. The government has made sure the country is safe. But also, it has created a lot of debate on the internet about Uganda. So the Ugandan episodes showed, I think, on 3rd of March, which is a very good thing in the UK. But it's now, yesterday it showed in Australia. It's going to be showing in America. And already people are going to start coming to Uganda to follow that route that the guys came in. And just to make Ugandans understand that before Top Gear went to Vietnam, Vietnam was getting 2 million tourists. After Top Gear went there, with all the criticisms they made, Vietnam's tourism grew by 4 million tourists. That's, we're talking about at least $4 billion.
What?
Yes. So Ugandans must prepare. There's opportunity here for them. Instead of us saying, okay, they showed some bad scenes, but this is a car show.
Well, because they went down in the
Fort Porton. Yes. but the Ugandans were not looking at how the guys were commenting. When Andy, who is the producer, said that he didn't understand there were two countries in the world that were as beautiful as Rwanda and Uganda. Ugandans did not take that. It's a good thing for a producer to say the most two beautiful countries has been to in the world are Rwanda and Uganda. It's a good thing for us to appreciate. Already that changes the minds of the people that we are watching. So it is important that we appreciate this and prepare ourselves as a nation for the good things ahead of us, and make sure we should not fight, because if we fight and they know us as a fighting nation, the tourists will not come.
People are already fighting about the oil.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the opportunities, I overheard you on the phone before we got to this.
Yes.
You were speaking to someone and you spoke about, of course, the solar eclipse which is going to happen here in Uganda in November. What does that mean to Uganda?
First of all, the solar eclipse is happening on 3rd of November, and there are 5 districts or towns that's going to happen in. The first one is Pakwach, the other one is going to be Arua, Gulu, Soroti and Masindi. Not
every day do you get to have solar eclipse.
Absolutely. And maybe to just make Ugandans understand, when solar eclipse happened in the UK in 1999, there were 400,000 tourists that went to watch it in the UK. They made over £4 billion in just days. Last year for 10th November, to happen in Australia. In the place where they went, it attracted 40,000 tourists. They spent $45 million. This is statistics on the internet. You can go and cross-check. Zambia got 20,000 tourists and they made about $20 million. Now, as I speak, I think the Pakwach area is going to have the best eclipse show, and Ugandans themselves are also going to go. What this means, already now, by this time, all the accommodation in Mason Falls National Park are fully booked for 3rd November. We're just beginning the year. And for me, this is an opportunity for anyone who can be able to tell our president to rally behind this. We attract numbers and create an opportunity for the northern Uganda. Because you see, northern Uganda, if you go to Australian advisory, they say northern Uganda is unsafe. So it's an opportunity for us to open. It will be a launching pad for tourism opportunities within the northern Uganda, because that's where it's going to happen. And the whole world is going to focus on this. CNN is going to come here. Now I would like to see my president inviting Richard Quest, because to come and cover it, and our president is there that day.
Okay.
It's going to glorify Uganda forever.